I'm back. And my head hurts so much. Now that the first pancake is out of the way, the very bad video episode. It's not a series. It's a channel. Now that that's out of the way, we're going to do a little bit of planning. This is going to be the actual first video rather than the practice round that was fun and bad, but is over there now, and we're just moving on. First and foremost, I have a headache. Because one, last night was D&D, and it was very fun, but it was very late for a 30s-year-old. Two, I had the profound audacity to be allergic to ragweed, which is out in force today, and I'm handling it. Three, we are racing an edible, and hopefully we finish this video before it gets here. So, the point of this one is we're going to do some future planning, what I kind of want to do for my next couple videos. Mostly, that's about it. If you can hear my laptop wheezing over there, I'm very sorry. I tried desperately to do more testing and figure out a way to get it out, but some things you just got to deal with when you've got a real janky setup like I do. My webcam's balanced precariously on the arm of a chair, on a book on the arm of a chair, and also on a box that one of my tarot decks came in on a book on the arm of a chair. Like a log at the bottom of the sea, as it were. So, planning. God, my head hurts. First things first, like I said in the last video, The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones, one of my favorite books of all time. I am just gonna need to make a video at some point just gushing about it and finding all of my favorite quotes and things from the first read, because it's so good and it's so rich, it's such it's not an overly long book, but there's so much packed into it. It's beautiful. The writing is so beautiful, and I love it so much. So I am going to reread this quickly. I have finally got the audiobook from Libby, so I'm going to listen to that over the coming weeks. And I also read it on Libby the first time, so I now have my physical copy that I'm going to mark the shit out of. Just take highlighters to it, because I love it. I love it. There's so many quotes, and I need to go through my phone and find all of the screenshots I sent to my friends with all of the passages that just hit me so hard. And I also just need to calm down when I talk about how much I hate Arthur Buchrane. I hate that man. There comes a point, I have it bookmarked. It's not super far into the book. Where he just hit that note of oh, I hate you. I hate you. So, also I should probably, you haven't read it. It is the journals recounting a conversation between a frontier Lutheran pastor and a Blackfeet man named Goodstab. It's vampires. It is cycles of violence and revenge, and it's just so good. It took me, I'll grant you, 4 months to read. I had to renew my Libby loan so many times, and it's not it was definitely a skill issue on my part, just because the language is so dense, and I do tend to struggle with epistolary style writing for some reason. But it's so worth it. Like, that is a 10 out of 5 stars. Absolutely spectacular book. So I'm going to talk about that next. Also, a little bit, well, maybe not next, but coming, because I need to talk about it and talk about Sinners at the same time. Not necessarily because they're overly similar, like vampires. You know, I think reading this right before watching Sinners definitely changed sort of like the way that I watched it. Because there's also, I want to talk about very specifically Remick versus Goodstab and the Catman, and the difference. Like, there's just something so beautiful and poetic and tragic when you look at a villain or anti-hero and somebody struggling with that. Like, how much evil can you do in the name of saving, regaining your humanity to where you will never be human again and you will never have access to that human part of you? And that's just, it's so good. It's so good. So I want to talk about that first and foremost. Second, I want to talk about ShortBox comics. You can see part of my collection up here. It was a very tiny, like, one-person indie publisher of comics, founded by Zainab Akhtar, who's a goddamn delight, and doing still a lot of good work, even though ShortBox Comics as a publisher is over. But she is still doing yearly digital comic fairs in October. So anyway, I would also like to talk about physical copies, because she did a monthly subscription box, basically. Not monthly, quarterly. And so I have a lot of those books. And so I would like to talk about some of them with you, because they're all, like, they're just, some of these are so deeply important to me. Like, specifically this first one, Gonzalo by Jed McGowan. This rewired my brain, and it's tiny and it's short and it's beautiful. And if you can find it online, I highly recommend reading it. It's fantastic. Navel Gazing, another great one. Oh, Sobek by James Stokoe. Beautiful, so funny. Like, they're good, and I miss them every single day. Every time I walk into my living room and see my books up there, I get emotional, and I miss getting my little, like, ShortBox box. So I would like to talk about those and talk about what's upcoming with the 2025 ShortBox Comic Fair. Sound good? I'll probably put, like, a poster or something here. I'll probably put a link down there. Another thing I would like to do is revisit books from my childhood, from before my, like, horrible reading slump. Just a decade of not being able to read fucking sucked, but I'm here now. So revisit books I've either read, like, tons of times, or that just meant so much to me as a kid. So, like, rereading those as an adult, I would like to see where I stand on them again. And some of them just to see, like, what was the reason that I read this so many times? Because, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. Desperation by Stephen King. This is a bad book. And I've read it so many times. Like, I got to the point in rereading it where I could reread it in an afternoon. I don't remember this book being good even at the time, but for some reason, I read the shit out of this as a kid. So I would like to reread that. It's the story of a few tourists and road trippers getting beset upon by a crazy batshit sheriff and being like taken and held captive in this ghost town because like all of the people there have been eaten and they're gone and dead. that's the point, because they've been beset upon by a demon named Tack who had been trapped in a mine for so long, centuries, and he's now out and trying to get this one kid because that's the chosen. It's not good. Also, they did a TV movie. It's just kind of like my Kazam. It's my thing, because I swear to God, the like sheriff who's like been taken over by this demon in the movie is played by Ron Perlman, and I swear to God, when I saw the original ads on TV for this, I would have sworn on a stack of something more trustworthy than a Bible that it was not Ron Perlman but Gary Busey, which would have been absolutely astoundingly good casting. So I would like to revisit that. Another one of those I've read a shit ton of times and I don't remember whether or not it's actually good. Phantoms by Dean Koontz. I read the shit out of this. I'm like thinking back on it, and I got like very alien cosmic horror vibes from it rather than like H.P. Lovecraft eldritch horror. Because I did manage to forget that it was one of those like old ones. But anyway, it's a town, like two sisters are returning to this tourist trap Colorado town, which I think is out of season at the time, which was, yeah, that is just, they get back, everyone is dead. It is a complete and utter ghost town. They've either just like died very peacefully and like slowly rotted away, or they've been like absolutely destroyed, and it's goofy and silly. There is also a TV movie. No, it's a sci-fi original, I think. Yeah, Sci-Fi Channel original. Ben fucking Affleck is in it. It's so bad. Like, absolutely fantastically spectacularly bad. Highly recommend it. I do want to read that again and see if I actually enjoy Dean Koontz at all. So that's on there. Another one, Nobody Is Ever Missing by Catherine Lacey, which is a woman up and leaves her peaceful but boring New York life without telling her family or her husband. Sort of like going off on a one-way ticket to New Zealand to hitchhike and travel around and just try to disappear into her grief and rage that she has spent so long just like containing and holding in and trying to be a different person or see if she can be a different person. So I've read that once and it meant a lot to me. But that was also a point in time where I still liked Joss Whedon because he hadn't like Scooby-Doo mask unveiled himself as an absolute shitbag. So I want to see how much my appreciation for Joss's work at the time colored my appreciation for the book. So I think that could be interesting. Also, I hate to be that guy. I will defend Joss Whedon's dialogue writing. He's a shitbag and I hate him and I never want him to work on anything I care about ever again. He could really write dialogue pretty well, which is how we all missed it for a very long, well, not we all, a lot of younger people missed it for a long time, how absolutely awful and sexist he was, because his dialogue was quite distracting. But that's not the point. It's Tender as Hellfire by Joe Mino. This meant so much to me. I think I only read it like 2 or 3 times when I was younger. It's a story of 2 young brothers named Doe and Pill in their little tiny trailer park community, and finding all of the beauty in all of this like poverty and tragedy and loneliness, and it's just really good. I remember crying like a motherfucker because if I remember right, it has like a very, very fairly tragic, bittersweet ending that absolutely destroyed me, because I feel like that was one of the first books like that not even one of the first books. One of the first books geared more toward my age I read that ended like that, because I didn't have a lot of friends, so nobody in grade school would save me all of the popular books at the library just to make sure I could actually read them. So I was a real pretentious little fuck, and I read Albert Camus in like 5th grade. So that, it was fun. So finding like a book geared toward somebody actually closer to my age that made me feel the things I thought I could only get from the adult books, very important to me. Same kind of goes with Book of Lost Things by John Connolly. Nothing has stuck with me quite the way like the final few sentences of this book do, because they fucked me up. And I like books about grief, I've discovered, which I have figured out why. We don't need to talk about that until I can afford a therapist. But this book was very important to me. I hate literally everything else of John Connolly's I've ever read or tried to read. This is the only one that really stuck with me. I hated Nocturne so much, like his short story collection. I hated it. Especially the cycle one about the werewolf, because it's so ham-fisted. Like, I've never been told to my face by a short story that I'm a fucking idiot the way that one did. It's so ham-fisted. Like, obviously, a woman just continually talking about her cycle in relation to the 2 scary men on the train who keep like acting like they're gonna assault her. Like, obviously she's not talking about her fucking period. She's talking about being a fucking werewolf. Like, what was the point of this? Anyway, admittedly though, I did just read that for a girl, and she was very unhappy that I didn't enjoy it the way that she did, and she stopped talking to me and ghosted me after that, which broke my little like fucking 8th grade ass heart. Anyway, Book of Lost Things, book about a boy named David who loses his mother and sort of he sinks into his own depression and into his books and stories and alienates himself from his new stepmother and then his new younger brother until, God, I don't even remember what the inciting incident there was. It was during a war. I think maybe like a plane crashed into their garden, and they all thought he was dead, and he sort of just like had like a fainting spell and was transported into this like fairy tale world, and it's so beautiful and then sad. Anyway, very good book. I learned recently there was a sequel, which I don't know if I'm happy about or not, and I guess I will try to read it. So I would like to reread this one again and just revisit this as an adult. Another thing I would like to talk about, just because I think it would be fun to go back through the whole series, is the Nightlife, the Cal Leandro series by Rob Thurman. Because I doubt at this point she's going to come back and drop the final 2 books. I'm just saying, like, if she started a Patreon and just released it, like, chapter by chapter for a month, like, I'd probably give her money, even though I'm still a little bit salty. I'm never going to be that person that talks about book drama simply because I'm not, like, I'm online, but in a very specific wrestling related kind of way. I will never be informed enough to talk about anything happening, like, on TikTok. Also, my friends would say I don't use TikTok enough. So there's probably like several hundred unread messages on there from my friends sending me funny things that I'm just never going to watch. So I'm not online enough for it. But one author's behaving badly, I think we should maybe just remember, was when her books got canceled by the publisher. Yeah, by Rock. And she did go online and get very, 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 very extremely mad at her fans for apparently not buying enough copies of her books. So I still bitter about it, and it stings. So I would like to revisit these. Also, many of them did come out when I was in my sad boy phase, and I haven't read the final, like, 4. There's like 10. So I would like to go through them again, and also keep track of all of the, like, mythology in them and folklore. Because, like, Madhouse, the 3rd one of my very favorites, and the Sonny Bean lore is really interesting and fun, and, like, the way it was handled. Also, I didn't love the 2nd one. It's, like, one of my least favorites of the ones I actually read, and I don't know why. So I need to reread that again, because the start of them dealing with the werewolf mafia, very fun and cool. So I would like to talk about that also. Werewolf lore, the, like, revenants were great. Boggle, I love Boggle. Big old, like, scaly reptile living in a bog in Central Park. Love her. Queen. So anyway, I would like to talk about those. And just, like, have, like, a board over here, and we'll lock the mic and, like, keep track of just, like, all of the lore, and, like, the fucking pucks. Pucks are great. Parries. There's harpies. It's just, they're fun, and I liked them so much. And I hope they hold up now that I'm an adult with discerning taste. That's a lie. I mean, I am an adult. I don't have taste, obviously, as we've talked about with the wrestling thing, except for Eddie. Is he up there? Yeah, he's right. Best. He's the best. Please come back soon. Please come back soon. Eddie, I miss you. I miss you so much. Please come back soon. I think I did it. Oh, I managed to record all of this in under an hour to begin with. That's fantastic. I think if anyone has made it this far into the video, thank you. I think I did it. I think we reached... No. Okay, if you've made it this far into the video, maybe you have some advice or suggestions for how to do this. Another book I want to talk about that is also very important, and it's so good, and I feel like it's underappreciated because I feel like a lot of people were not prepared to read a different language. When We Were Birds by Ayanna Lloyd Banwell. It is stunning. Just first and foremost, it is emotionally devastating. I would like to talk about it, but I'm extremely white, rural Kansan. I barely speak English. I don't know if we've noticed by now. And it is a book written in the like Trinidadian like Creole, and there's absolutely no way I can read passages out of it that I like love and think are beautiful without sounding atrocious and ruining the entire thing. So it's like, how do I like communicate these pieces to you if you haven't read them? But I think you should read them because they're so beautiful. Like properly. Like should I get like bits from like an audiobook? Like how do I do that and not get like taken down or something? The point is, it's an absolutely beautiful book and I would love to gush about it. But I am the point is I can read this Creole, but I cannot speak it because it will ruin absolutely every single bit of it. And it will tarnish what is an absolutely beautiful and spectacular book. So, if anybody has suggestions for how to do that coming up, that would be great. And if you didn't make it this far, then I'll fumble later. How was that? I think I had everything on my battle plan. Because I actually wrote one this time. And I didn't ad-lib quite as much. My head hurts so bad. And I would like to go to sleep. And hopefully, the edible we were racing arrives later. And I don't just sleep my entire high away. But who knows if that will happen. I'm gonna go have a burrito and then go to sleep. Oh. If you heard that, I am so sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna have a burrito and go to sleep. Thank you for being here. This was fun. I'm rapidly losing the will to person, so gonna dip. Have fun. Thank you. If you were here, I really appreciate it.